And now I wanted to go ahead and cover some of the comments on my recent Pluribus video. And I just gotta say, there's a theory in these comments that sounds even more interesting to me than the idea that it's the first phase of a takeover. Either way, let's go ahead and get into it. The best way to describe Pluribus is kill them with kindness. It's Gaia theory meets invasion of the body snatchers. For those who don't know, Gaia was an option for the Foundation series that resulted in most biological organisms combining into one universal hyperorganism. An Invasion of the Body Snatchers is more of a story of a small town that slowly has all its people replaced with aliens. Anyway, they continue to say it's a mercy killing for the planet, recycling humanity into something more balanced and sustainable. If an alien species wanted Earth, the smartest move wouldn't be war. It would be sending a benevolent, self-spreading virus that pacifies humanity, heals the planet, and turns the population into one cooperative superorganism that happily hands over the keys whenever the new owners finally arrive. Another commenter seems to agree, claiming the virus was engineered by a super AGI on an alien planet to remove war and crime from society, and to conserve resources and use them ultra-efficiently, while allowing everyone to be happy and content. The AGI just gave the aliens what it thought they wanted. The loss of individuality was just a byproduct, no biggie. Another commenter states, I think I know how the season will end. The final shots will be of Carol standing outside at night with a star-filled sky. She will see a single dot of light crossing the sky near the horizon. We push in on the dot and it's the ISS. Smash cut to the inside where the astronauts are discussing what to do and if there's a way to save humanity. They know what's happened, they have talked to the hive, who want them to return to Earth to be joined, then smash cut to a Russian sub with people discussing the same thing. Fade out the end of season 1. I actually do like this theory for how the season will end quite a lot, because I personally do believe there's likely more survivors out there that the hive mind just couldn't gain access to. I also still don't buy their every government official seemed to die at the exact same time business. You have to think, if the hive mind truly has most of humanity's knowledge, they also probably have knowledge to some of the inner secrets and conspiracies humanity would try to hide, or at least those in power. Which leaves you also to wonder how much are they actually patronizing the immune about the situation altogether. They're very coddling and nurturing towards them, but also refrain from divulging information that they think will stress them out. Another commenter states, I've been seeing more and more support for the first wave and an invasion theory on the reason being behind why the virus was sent out. I think when the character said the signal could have been sent before humanity even existed, it was the creators telling us that this signal is old and isn't directly being sent out to humanity itself. I think it's just what the hive mind does to reproduce. They say it's a biological imperative to spread, so I think the point of the signal is to do just that. There may be a limit on how far the hive mind can stay connected though, or it takes light years for whatever mental signal they actually connect to get back to the original hive mind, which is why they don't know about the origin of it just yet. This is an interesting one. I believe a lot of our information about how the Pluribans work come, like I said earlier in the video, from what they exactly tell us. But it is safe to assume that this virus wasn't sent to humanity directly. In my eyes, the idea of a takeover or the conquering is that some sophisticated alien species sent this signal out to everywhere within the galaxy that it could reach. And trusting in its own evolution and technological advancement, maybe they just prepared themselves for the potential of finding habitable planets one day. Or the hive mind, who we already know stay connected despite being miles and miles apart, maybe even across the world, could actually share that connection even beyond our planet. It's possible that whatever species sent this signal out had used this signal as sort of a hook on a fishing line. Meaning, the minute a species actually interacted and was subjected to the virus spreading, the minute the same hive mind gained connection wherever the origin of the species takes place. Now, I doubt there's going to be a season of the show where the humans face off against aliens or anything like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if the entire series is very focused on the characters and humanity's reaction to this outbreak until the very final moments where maybe there's some sort of cathartic moment and people being happy and finding peace, only for the original senders of the virus to arrive and see exactly what's transpired with this signal they sent. This would leave the series on a more comedic yet bombastic note, which I believe is very fitting for the tones and themes so far. And it would be pretty comparable in regards to iconic value and in regards to Breaking Bad's ending, both being dramatic in their very own way. Another user states, there is no long survival game by the hive mind and no sign of procreation either. The consuming the dead could just simply be because they have no kill policy. So they consume all organic beings that die naturally, but the Ouroboros cycle of removing all humans from Earth over time could also be deliberate. Something smart enough to send that virus had purpose and intent, rather than to be a mere benevolent hive mind that would not interfere with an alien culture's affairs, let alone rewrite the whole behavior without their consent. This suggests that the aliens are not in this same state, so are not sharing paradise. The contradiction between the no-kill policy, except there were acceptable losses of many millions, does not fly either. Once detected by the military, the infected amped up their game too, with higher risks for life. These questions demand answers, so I expect Gilligan and his X-Files background to deliver. Will they appear like humans, machines, or something far scarier? Another user states, starting with the virus, as the joint have said, they have biological imperative to share the virus. I think, at the moment, they are putting all their resources into fixing any defects in the genetic code so that they can infect the remaining people on Earth. Once they're done with that, they'll start working on systems to start transmitting this version of the code into the universe to continue infecting other worlds. I think, simply put, this has been going on for millions of years throughout the universe. Each time a world is infected, each joined world works on perfecting the virus. I actually really like this theory. It's a solid explanation and reason behind a sort of dark forest theory, in regards to the universe being extremely quiet and us not receiving any signals from any other forms of sentient life. Another commenter states, from episode 1, I felt the hive mind is up to no good. In all the marketing for the show, they use the image of a smiley face in a petri dish. But when the montage of the first 10 to 12 people are swabbing their mouths and adding it to the agar in the petri dishes, when they draw those smiley faces, they then draw an additional line down through the smile, essentially crossing off that smile. Nobody's brought that up, but it's enough to make me think their nefarious goals towards us. That's actually a pretty good point. They could have been symbolizing their ill intent the entire time, starting with happiness and peace until they can simply cross it off. Another user states, tend to agree with the invasion idea. The joined are exactly what you want in a servant class, but not expecting a colony ship. Far more likely is a more hidden signals to alter some of the hive into the new bosses. But here's another theory that interests me. It's actually a religion that went out of control. I've described the joined as being like a god, in that they're very close to omniscience, omniscience. Oh gosh. I've described the joined as being like a god, in that they're very close to omniscience. There's even an afterlife of sorts. Even if the happiness is fake, people are still happy. I could see some alien technocrats decide to not risk oblivion and create the hive. Wow. I'll be very interested if anyone is actually severed from the hive. Would they be willing to return? Would they be like an addict needing something, in this case the group mind, to function? It could be interesting to see how it goes when you're in the hive and has every single one of your memories. Currently, for the immune, the hive only has the external views from their family, friends, coworkers, and person they bumped into on the street, etc. I actually really enjoyed this theory. The idea of conquering the first phase of a plan seems a little likely and traditional, but the idea that a species was trying to evade oblivion and created this sort of recipe for a signal that transmitted a virus that created a form of afterlife for a universal hive mind is actually really interesting. Which makes me think, if the show lasts 3 or 4 seasons, in the middle of the series, we could strongly suggest that it is a conquering invasion type deal, only in the final season to realize that it's more like a cult or a religion, like you said. This theory is definitely up there with ones I'll have to make a video on, for sure. Either way, I really appreciated all the comments everybody left behind on my recent Pluribus video. And should this video get even more theories or thoughts, I'll maybe make a part 2. If you guys are interested in a video breaking down Kumba's character, let me know and I'm happy to get started on it. Otherwise, hope you guys have enjoyed the series and the videos I have made. And remember, be happy on your own time.
Hi, Carol. Thank you for calling. So terrible. All the death and destruction you witnessed tonight. You are in no danger. Your life is your own. Please know that.
Okay.
Are there any questions you might have for us, Carol? Anything at all?
I guess to start with, what the fuck is happening? Who is we? Why is everybody suddenly we? Who is we?
We is us. Just us.
Who the fuck is us?
Us.
You know my name. You know Helen.
14 months ago, astronomers discovered a radio signal from 600 light years away. It's a recipe, it turns out. Scientists have created this sequence in a lab.
Didn't know any better.
It is not a living thing, per se. It is more akin to a virus. It's kind of a psychic glue, capable of binding us all together.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
We will figure out what makes you different.
Figure it out. Why?
So we can fix it. So you can join us.
You are stopping! Please, Robbie! Psychopath!